guys, Emily here. This is a reformer class with an emphasis on back extension. So let's go ahead and start with a quick footwork warm-up. I put 3 to 4 springs on my reformer personally. You may use a different spring tension. Go ahead and come lying on your backs. Rest your feet gently on the arch, on your foot bar. Go ahead and scoot yourself away so that you're not shoved into the shoulder blocks. And let's check in with our body. Is your sacrum, the triangular area from your tailbone to your hips, flat on the mat? Do you have a slight curve in your low back between your sacrum and your 12th rib? Are all your ribs connected with the carriage? Go ahead and exhale. Draw your ribs together so they're not flaring out, but they're drawn solidly together as if you're wearing a corset. Is your collarbone or clavicle wide? And are your shoulder blades flat on the mat? Go ahead and take a deep exhale. See if you can connect with your belly button. It's as if there's a warm marble in your belly button. And when you exhale, the belly button sinks down to your spine, dropping your lower abdominals down with it. Let's go ahead, keep this neutral spine position. We're going to take our feet into a Pilates V with our toes on the foot bar, apart, our heels together, squeeze together strongly to engage our inner thighs. Inhale, press the carriage out, and exhale, control it back in. Inhale out, exhale in. Here's 3. Zip up your thighs. You want to turn out your knee or your whole leg so that your knee is tracking over your big toe when you push out, and then when you pull the carriage back in against the resistance. Press it out, zip up through the center, pulling everything into your midline. Press it back out. When you push out, don't imprint your spine onto the carriage. You want to move your legs independently of your neutral spine, retaining your neutral spine the entire time. One more. And back in. From here, we're going to go wide on the heels, flexed feet, pulling back towards our knees, toes pulling back towards our knees strongly. And then adjust. Check in with your neutral spine one more time. These are going to be like squats. Press up, pulling everything towards the midline, and then release back down with control. Press, squeezing your seat, squeezing your glutes, release your hip flexors on the way back in. Squeeze your glutes and hamstrings to press out, and release your hip flexors back in. Check in with your ribs. Are you still wearing your corset? For your next tense, go ahead and shake it out. Inhale out, exhale down. If you feel as if you're having trouble relaxing your shoulder blades wide, go ahead and take your palms and flip them to the ceiling to facilitate the opening of your shoulders. One more. And come back in. Bring your feet into the center, squeezing your knees, ankles, and toes. Come into a high heel position. The higher you can get your feet and leave them there the entire time, the better. Check in with your neutral spine. Scoot away from your shoulder block slightly if you need to. We're going to keep the high heel inner foot the entire time. We're going to push out and resist the carriage on the way back in with control. Check in with your spine. Make sure that you're not imprinting it. 2. Drop your marble to your spine. Here's 3. Push out from your glutes and your hamstrings. And release your hip flexors on the way back in. 7. 8. On this one, see how far you can drop your lower abdominals towards your spine when you push out. Come back in. Can you hold it there? 9. Hold your abdominals. Let them help you push your legs out for 10. Hold it there. We're going to trot our feet. Drop your right heel under the foot bar and bend your left knee. Raise your right foot up to meet your left heel. Both straight legs. And now drop your left heel under while you bend your right knee. Lift your left heel to meet your right. Drop your right and lift. Drop your left. Lift. Right. Lift. Left. Lift. If your hips are stable and you're maintaining a neutral spine without imprinting your lower back into the mat, you may speed up the trot. So lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift. Drop your belly button or marble to your spine. Shake out your neck. Two more. One more on each side. And left and lift. Staying there. Go ahead and drop your heels. And lift. And drop. And lift. Your legs are still squeezed together. 3. Your ribs are still knit. Shoulders still wide. 5. Put your palms up to the ceiling if you feel your shoulders rounding. 6. 7. 8. 9. And lift. Zipping up to the center. 10. Leaving your heels under. Bend your knees. Leave your heels under the foot bar as long as you can. Slowly come in. Slow, 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 slow. Go ahead and sit up. Swing your legs to the side. We're going to change our springs 400s. Go ahead and come back down. Head down, reach back. Grab your handles. Arms up to the ceiling. Knees to tabletop. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, nod your chin to your chest as if you're holding an egg, an apple, or an orange under your neck. You don't want to crush them, but you don't want to release them. Hands reaching for the foot bar. Extend your legs to your working level. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check your spine. Make sure you're not imprinting it. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't break your wrists. Reach strongly for the foot bar. And firmly pat your hands as if you're splashing the top of the water. And then releasing your hands back up into the air. Here's 8. 9. Drop your belly button. Bring your ribs together. Stopping there. You curl up a little deeper over your sternum. Bring your knees into tabletop. Your arms up to the ceiling. Rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Bring your feet down to the foot bar. Go ahead and rock them from side to side as if they're windshield wipers. From there, we're going to go ahead and come up off the side of our reformer. Go ahead and drop your headrest. My long box is over here, so go ahead and grab your box. We're going to do a few long box exercises. We'll be doing Swan. Go ahead and adjust your springs. To get onto your box for Swan, we're going to place one hand, the hand furthest from you, swing up one leg, and then the other. Place the bottom of your sternum or 12th rib. For ladies, that would be the bra strap at the edge of the box. Keep your spine neutral. Draw your belly button up to your spine. Knit your ribs together. Squeeze your legs. Press out. Pull up into a swan as high as you can go without bending your elbows or shrugging your shoulders up to your ears. Press back out and bend your elbows wide to come back in. Press out on 1. Pull up with straight arms on 2. Knit your wrists. Push out on 3 with straight arms. Bend your elbows on 4. Shoulders down your back the whole time. Spiral out slightly to your pinky edge to engage your lats to bring your shoulders away from your ears. Press out on 1. Pull up straight arms on 2. Press away on 3. Pull in on 4. 1 more. Press out 1. Straight arms 2. Spiraling out to your pinky edge. Push out on 3, pull across your foot bar on 4. Go ahead and step off to the side, leg, leg, hand, hand. We're going into pulling straps 1 and 2 with an optional slight back extension. Go ahead and drop your foot bar if you would like. Go ahead and change your springs, if you would like, to a slightly lighter spring for pulling straps. Again, we're going to go hand closest to you, hand furthest from you, furthest leg, and the closest leg to the carriage. We are going to place our hands through the hand straps as if they were bracelets. Choke up on the straps. I like to stretch my arms out long until I can rest my knuckles on the wood and bring them down to the side. Again, you're going to get on the box so that your bottom of your sternum, 12th rib, or bra strap for the ladies is on the edge of the box. Squeeze your legs together tightly. Draw your belly button up to your spine. Bring your ribs together. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Pulling straps 1 is pulling straight back. Draw up into a slight back extension. Be kind to your spine. Don't crank your neck back or look forward too far. Should follow in line. Wrap it back down with control. Pull back, slight back extension, and come back. If you would not like to do the back extension, you leave your neck where it is and continue to pull. And this. I'm going to add the back extension back in for 5. Squeezing your inner thighs. Squeezing your seat. Belly button to spine. Not flaring your ribs. 7. On 8. Hold it back. We're going to do some tricep presses. Bend your elbow and straighten. And bend. Straighten. Here's 3. Belly button to spine. 4. 5. Don't crank your neck. 6. 7. And 8. Go ahead and release. Back down. Go ahead and shake out your legs real fast. We're going to move into pulling straps 2 with the arms at a T. So, a couple ways you can do this. You can hold on to the metal with a closed fist. I also had an instructor once teach me to put your thumb through the ring as if it were a thumb ring and bring your hands out to the side with the palms facing down. Squeeze your legs together, pull your shoulders away, squeeze your glutes, belly button to spine, knit your ribs. Exhale, pull your straps back. Slight extension and back. Keep your palms facing the floor as long as you can. And 3. For those of you who would like to at the back extension, go ahead and just stay in a neutral spine. And 6. Squeezing under your arms. The back extension back in. 7. Squeezing your inner thighs. Squeezing your seat. 8. Go ahead and flip your palms to face you. And we're going to do 8 pulses. 8, 7, 6. With control. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flip your palm back to the ground. And release down. Go ahead and relax everything over the box. Shake it out. We are going to go ahead. Put our handles back on. Remove the box. Put it out of the way because we are going to do some psoas knee stretches later. Change your spring to a light spring. We're going to be doing kneeling reverse ab curls. So, very carefully, kneel on the carriage. Bring your hands out in front of you until you're in a quadruped position or on your hands and knees. Take your thumbs, tuck them on the outside of the performer so that you don't run over your thumbs. From there, exhale. Draw up and in into a C-shaped curve, pulling your shoulders away from your ears, looking at your belly button. We're going to go ahead and deepen our curve and draw the carriage in for 1. Don't lose your C-shaped curve.
Draw in for 2. Drop it with your lower abdominals. Move the carriage by deepening your curve and drawing your tailbone to your nose. 5, 6. Shoulders away from your ears. 7. Looking at your belly button. And 8. The movement doesn't come from bending your knees. The movement comes from deepening your curve into a deeper cat position. So let's go ahead and take our left knee, lift it up without changing anything else to your body position. Cross your legs behind, tap your knee to the carriage, but lift your toes off the carriage. We're going to do 8 in this position, and then 8 with the right knee behind the left. So, coming back into your curve, go ahead and pull the carriage into your abs, right? Deepening your curve for 1. Here's 2. And 3. Exhale. Don't forget to breathe. Here's 4. And 5. And 6. Shoulders away from your ears. You can accomplish this by trying to spiral out or putting more pressure into your pinky edge to engage your lats. Long neck. Take your left knee, uncross it from your right. Pick up your right knee, cross it behind your left, tapping your right knee to the mat, squaring your hips, pulling your shoulders away from your ears, putting more pressure into your pinky edge, coming up into your C-shaped curve. Deepen your curve and release for 1. Here's 2. And release. 3. You should be feeling this in your obliques. 4. Long neck. 5. And release. 6. Release. 7. Release. And 8. And release. Go ahead and release your other knee. Back to the original quadruped position. Stretch your arms along in front of you on the sides of your reformer. Come into a modified child's pose position with your hands resting on the rails or the outsides of your reformer. Go ahead and take a deep breath. Well deserved, guys. We're going to go ahead and move into the round knee stretch. We're going to go ahead and add a spring for that. We're going to go ahead and bring our foot bar back up to the middle position or to the position that you do your footwork into. We are going to come over, tuck our toes, push our heels into the shoulder blocks, sit back but not sit totally on our feet, hover, tuck our tailbone, look in, at our belly button, spiral up slightly to our pinky edge, drive our shoulders down our back. Without losing the curve, we're going to push out and pull back in. Push out as far as you can retain your curve. Squeeze your glutes and push. And pull back under. Here's 4. Shoulders down your back. Make sure you're knitting your ribs. Looking at your belly button. Onto the foot bar and we'll slide off to the left side first. We are going to do single leg scooter. We are going to come in. We are going to line up our knees with each other. So my knees right here. I wouldn't put my foot up here. I'm going to slide my leg back until my knees are lined up. My left hand is going to be on the edge of my foot bar. My right hand is going to be in front of my shoulder. We're going to hover our right knee off. We're going to come into a crouched squat bending position. We are going to push back and pull back in with control. Maintaining
our bent knee position the whole time. 3. We're going to 8. 4. Bring your belly to your spine. Don't Pooh Bear your belly out the front. 6, 7, and 8. And now staying there, we're going to work a different part of our glute. Take your foot and bring your knee to the side so it's perpendicular, or it's parallel with the floor. Go ahead and push out on 1. Your foot's going to be at the top of the shoulder rest. And bend your knee, bring it back in. Here's 2. And 3. Shoulders down your back. Here's 4. And 5. Here's 6. Here's 7. And here is 8. We'll bring the carriage all the way to the bumper. Step off carefully. Come around to the other side. Again, grab onto the very edge of the foot bar with your right hand. Put your left hand roughly in front of your shoulder. Tap your toes. Heel against the top of the shoulder block. Bend your leg on the floor. Square your hips, square your shoulders. Push back on 1. Bend your knee, come in. Here's 2. Squeezing from your glute. 3, 4, 5. Draw your warm marble to your spine. Here's 7 and 8. You should be building up some heat, some inner heat at this point. Go ahead and take your foot, turn it out, turn your leg parallel with the floor. Foot goes at the top of the shoulder block. We're going to push out on 1. Squeezing your glute. Here's 2. Square your shoulders and hips. 3, 4, 5. After this, we're going to get a nice stretch. 6 and 7. Maintain the bend in your knee. And 8. Go ahead and carefully release your foot from the footrest or the shoulder block. And go ahead and come up. Come to the other side. We're going to drop our spring tension to the lowest spring. We are on the left side of the reformer. If you're facing the foot bar, we're going to take our left foot, line up our big toe with the edge of the front of our reformer. We're going to hold on to the foot bar, tuck our toes, push our heel into the shoulder block, square our shoulders and hips, drop our knee down to the carrot, and see how straight you can sit up. Can you bring your head to the ceiling as if someone's holding a string to the top of your head and holding it right up? This should feel like a hip flexor stretch. But what we're going to do is we're going to sink a little deeper. Bending your knee more, stretching out that back leg. Don't flare your ribs. Don't dump out your front. Go ahead and come back up. 2 more. See how far straight down you can sink first before you start to push back. Pull back in. How far can you pull in before you start to rise back up again? All the way into the bumper. 1 more. Sink, 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 sink. You go a little further, and now push back. Pull back in. How long can you stay down there? And then pull back up. Okay. Bring your foot off first. Release your hands from the foot bar. Come on over to the other side. Place your hands on the foot bar in the same position we had it for the single knee scooter. Place your big toe in line with the front of the reformer. Pick up your left foot. Go ahead and tuck your toes. Put your heel into the top of the shoulder rest. Place your knee down. Oh, there we go. This should already feel like a hip flexor stretch. But we're going to go ahead and sink. So if someone has a string, they'll put it straight up to the ceiling. And now push back slightly. Your knee's still going to be bent. Come back in. How far can you come back in before you have to rise back up again? Now sink. How far can you sink while keeping your body straight up to the ceiling, as if you're sleeping? out slightly. Bring your ribs together. Try your belly button to your spine. And back in. And lift up. One more. Go ahead and sink. Ooh, my left hip flexor is a little tighter than my right one. Go ahead and push out slightly. Stay here for just a second. Enjoy this stretch. We're going to do some bridging for hamstrings. Go ahead and come back in and come straight up. So I'm bridging for hamstrings. Our spring tension is going to be slightly lighter. I'm not looking for anything too severe today because it is the end of our working out. We have 2 more exercises left. We're going to do 2 variations of bridging and 1 mermaid with the twist and swan at the end for an additional back extension, and then we're going to be done. So I personally am going to add on a medium spring and a light spring. And so from there, I'm going to go ahead, come down onto my reformer, make sure that my headrest is down for bridging, scoot slightly away from the shoulder blocks. My feet are going to be hip distance apart, or as I prefer, right under my sits bones. Check in and make sure you're neutral spine. Keeping the carriage of the bumper. We're going to articulate our spine up to a shoulder stand. We're looking for a straight line from our knees to our hips, to our underarms. Articulate your spine back down. 2 more. Go ahead and articulate your spine up, 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 up. Squeeze your glutes. Draw your knees together. Bring your ribs together. Platform your arms. Go ahead and articulate your spine back down. 1 vertebra at a time. Feeling longer as you articulate your spine down. On this next one, we're going to go ahead and articulate our spine up. Squeeze in our glutes. Stay there. Press out to long bridge. 1. And pull in. Squeeze your glutes stronger. Here's 2. Pull in. Squeeze your glutes. Stay soft in your sternum. Here's 4. 5. 6. Hollow out your abdominals, your lower abdominals. 7. 1 more. And 8. Squeeze your glutes to come back across. Articulate your spine back down. Woo! Remember your knees to your chest real fast. That was a burner, huh? We are going to turn our feet out now into the wide squat position, but we're going to stay more on the arches of our feet for safety purposes. Platform your arms down by your side. Keeping the carriage into the bumper while we articulate up and down. We're going to articulate our spine up into bridge. Looking for that straight line. All the way down to our underarms again. Go ahead and articulate your spine back down to the mat. You want to keep your feet more in a flexed style position. Articulate your spine up, 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 up. Squeezing your glutes strongly. Try to act as if you're bringing your legs back into the midline, even though they're not moving. Come back down, 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 down. 1 more. At the top of this one, stay there. Press out, soft sternum. Here's 2. Squeeze your glutes to press out. 3. 4. Squeeze your glutes to bring it back up. 5. Lot of glute work. 6. 2 more. 7. Belly button to spine. And 8. Bring your ribs together. Soften your sternum. Articulate your spine back down. Shake it out. Go ahead and come on up to the side. 1 medium or 1 heavy spring for mermaid. For mermaid, I like to do traditional classical mermaid with both of my shins up against the shoulder blocks. You may go into a 4th position if you like with your, so since I am facing towards the left, if I am facing my foot bar, I would put my right knee parallel with the side of the reformer, and my left leg would be pressed in, my shins would be pressed in to my shoulder blocks. Or if you have knee problems, Please feel free to sit crisscross applesauce, but when you go to the other side, please cross the switch of your legs. So, on Mermaid, we're going to bring our arm into our periphery, bending our elbow, drawing our shoulder down our back by putting a little bit more pressure into the pinky blade edge of our hand. We're going to press out, straightening our elbow, bringing our ribs in, bending over to our arm on the foot bar. We're going to bend our elbow, drawing our shoulder down our back to come back up. Use our obliques to come back up to straight. Grab onto the shoulder rest or the pull, and pull over to stretch out the other side. Sitting straight up, place our hand back on the foot bar with a bent elbow, bend over, straightening your arm, bending over long, growing taller. Bend your elbow, drawing your shoulder down your back, bringing your ribs in, sitting straight up, coming over across, bending into the floor. One more. Bend your elbow into your side, straighten your elbow, bending over, flip to look down at the springs, bring your left hand to the outside of the foot bar, bring your right hand wider out. We're going to come in to a swan, pulling up over the foot bar. You can't see, but this elbow's bent. My elbow that I'm bending, the side that I'm bending on, is bent still. Stretch out. 2 more. Shoulders down your back. Press out 1 more. So if you have to bend your elbow, no shame. Go ahead and bend it out more to the side so that you don't dip it down into the well. Press out 1 more time. Bring your right arm back to the original position. Remove your left hand from the foot bar. Bend your elbow, bringing your shoulder down your back. To sit up. And over to the opposite side 1 more time. Come back up to sitting. Step off of your reformer for safety. Go ahead and come to the other side. Again, you can do the classical mermaid foot position with both shins against the shoulder blocks. You can take your left leg now and line your left shin up with the edge of the reformer, the side of the reformer, or you can do crisscross applesauce. Please make it the opposite leg position as was on the other side. So, bending our left elbow down, we're going to straighten our arm, spiraling out slightly into our pinky edge to engage our lats, bending over to the foot bar. Bend your elbow, driving your shoulder blade down your back. Sitting up, using your obliques to bend over the shoulder block. Sitting straight up, place your hand back on the foot bar, bend elbow, straighten your elbow, driving your shoulder blade down your back to bend over. Bend your elbow, drive your shoulder down your back, squeeze your obliques to come up, and bend over the opposite direction. 1 more. Come back up, bend your elbow, bring your ribs together as if you're wearing a corset, draw your belly button to your spine, straighten your elbow, draw your shoulder down your back to bend over the foot bar. Turn to face the foot bar, place your right hand on the edge of the foot bar, extend your left hand to the other edge of the foot bar. Go ahead, come up into a swan and release. Those of you with osteoporosis or osteopenia, this might be too much of a twist for you. Please feel free to just complete the swan, or not the swan, the mermaid. 1 more. Press out. Bring your left hand back to the starting position. Untwist your body, removing your right hand. Bend your elbow, drawing your shoulder down your back. Use your obliques on the right side to come back up to sitting. Bend over the shoulder rest 1 more time. Come back up. And guys, thank you so much for a great class. I hope you have a wonderful evening or day.